Good morning, Daily Rises. So, yeah, here we are. Igmic Farm, run under the name of Igmic Enterprises. Well, we had a poor October. Now, the day is 2nd of September. So, we thought of just making a quick review of what we had throughout the month of August. Bear with me, I didn't post much because probably because of how busy the schedule was. It's not easy being a teacher and a farmer at the same time. So sometimes, when you're away from the government duties of teaching, you take full throttle into farming. That is one of the tedious things that you can do because there's no time to rest. So come the day after tomorrow, back in the holidays to end, but on a very nice, wonderful, amazing note. I believe that God really blessed me throughout this August holiday that I had. I had a lot of healing going on, amazing, beautiful kids for my war gods. Wow, they look amazing, really amazing. And then, we said something to dive into very soon. But first, subscribe to our channel, like some of our things that we post here, and even this one as well. Share with others. Now, let me make it very clear to you. Igmic Farm is situated in Zambia. The southern part of Zambia, the rural. What I'm trying to bring to the house, so to everyone else, and someone's specific attention who's out there in the villages, thinking that it's difficult to set up some of these things. Actually, it's one of the easiest things. So Igmic Farm is being run in an improved village way. I do not want to make the running of this farm more complicated by trying to make it more modern or something. It's traditional. Yeah, very traditional. So the way we're going to keep our chickens is traditional. The way we're going to keep our goats is traditional. The way we're going to keep our cattle is traditional. Even dairy cattle that we are trying to dive into, traditional as well. So this is just one way of trying to prove to the world out there that actually, despite being in the village, you can still do a lot of great things. And I want someone to be inspired out there, because actually, let's leave the cities for the fast-paced work world. Well, that place has no room for farming. Only something from hand to mouth. But I want to prove to others that you can make profits once you have a little piece of land out there. No complicated methods of farming, but just the easier way that can be done by anyone else. Just that you have to put in the ingredient of passion. Yeah, you heard me right. Passion. So you have to have passion in what you're doing. And that is the driving force of whatever we do. But most importantly is having God by your side. Well, you see, God is the provider of everything. And because He provides everything, I believe that whatever Igmic Farm has belongs to God. And if we're to make losses, we'll still say, thank you, Lord, because we're learning one or two things from it. So God knows best, because He gave it to us, and He'll help us build it. So as we look into this diversity of farming, God is at the center of it, and we need to actually put Him first. So before you wake up in the morning, say that prayer and tell God to actually be at the center of your farming. And as you do many other things, let God be in charge. As you go back to sleep in the evenings, let God be in charge. Yes. So that is what we're going to look at in today's video. I hope, it's going to be inspiring. So catch you on the rebound. These are our kids. The August blessings. Sleep in them. Good night. forgot to mention one thing. You see, I got a new wetsuit. Business is getting on. But first, have you subscribed to the channel yet? Well, if you haven't, subscribe, hit the notification button so that you're able to get a few things, a few updates on what comes whenever we post something. We don't post that regularly, of course, but I think when we do, it's something that's going to inspire someone out there. So please subscribe and hit the notification button. If you're afraid of being disturbed, don't worry, you won't be disturbed by the pop-ups from this channel because we don't post on that regular basis. We post after some time, so only when something is important will your phone actually notify you. So please subscribe, hit the notification button, like our videos, and be part of this. Make comments. We need to learn from each other. We need to learn from you as well. What is your experience? What is your question? How do you wish that Igmic Farm would do one or two things and see how we can also learn from there? So please remember us in that because we grow together. We said this thing together and we're going to grow together. And apologies for the poor quality of our videos. Believe me, these videos are uh, they're simply there to try and inspire someone, not really to come up with the best graphic designs and everything else. They're very simple. Actually, I catch my videos from my phone. Yeah, one of the cheap phones, I believe. So let's just be there together. What is most important is the content, and not just the appearance of the video. But well, that shouldn't be a problem for you. Let's just learn together and build together. Maybe as we grow, we're gonna find those nice cameras and graphic designs that are going to make our videos look extra wonderful. But for now, let's do with what we can. Thank you very much. Hold on, let's keep on dealing with these things. So, as you've seen, let me make mention to you that the kidding process that you're just from witnessing is actually the first of its kind from Igmic Farm. From these Boer goats, of course, but of course we've had local goats before, which we had crossed at some point. We sold them out and thought of just specializing Boer goats because the piece of land that we have isn't that big enough. Secondly, we're still trying to build on manpower. So you find this man in a work suit today because it's hands-on. Yeah. Well, right now as we're talking, I'm actually heading some animals. I'm out in the field, and that's how it goes. But then let's get back to the kidding. So, well, the kids that we got, I must mention that these kids cost quite a good amount. As a result, these are the profits we're talking about in goat farming. So I bought the mothers and the father, and now there they are. We have the kidding going on. Uh, the mother and the father is just the capital, and then now we have the kids that are born from there that are known as profits. So what we'll be doing is after about 6 months from now, that should be somewhere around December, January, I think. Yeah, somewhere around that time anyway. Though it may not be fully 6 months or less. Oh yeah. But then we're going to be selling off a few of our stock, probably the males, because we still need the females to grow the numbers. So yeah, when you're starting, you start small, you keep growing the numbers. So the females have to be retained. They're beautiful females, I tell you. And we get powerful young males that are coming up. And I pray that God guides us through all this process, and then we have the best quality as they grow, and we try by all means to raise them the right way. We're learning, by the way, so we want you to help us or guide us in the process of doing this, because I know some of you have uh, some knowledge or two based on the same things that we are dealing with. So please feel free to suggest to us on how we can improve the products of Igmic Farm and see how we can grow together. This is not a channel to impart expatriatism into you, but I'm also learning. Igmic Farm is learning because just starting as well. So we learn from each other, and then we build and strengthen each other in this process. So that is the whole purpose. We want to work together. So please, I need your support. I need you. I may share what I have, But that is simply try and reach out to you so that we can do this thing together. So from the goats, like I said, there are a few concerns that we need to have at the back of our minds when you're raising kids from birth to somewhere around 3 months. 3 months is the winning stage. So we are talking about the greatest enemy to farming, to goat farming, and that is cause, or should we call it diarrhea, in in goats. So young goats tend to diarrhea easily because they are prone to a lot of diseases. First and foremost, the immune system isn't that strong. So talking about immune system, as a goat farmer, you need to make sure that the moment uh, your goat kids or delivers, and then of course it has to lick the baby kid there, and then after that to try to stand. So make sure in the very first few hours, God willing, within an hour or two, your kid is supposed to suck from the mother. Okay, so it's supposed to suck from the mother because that first milk is very, very important. Very important. It builds the immunity of the kid. It builds the immunity of the kid. Now, I have to mention a few things also about this sort of thing. I had a situation where uh, this little goat was failing to suck from the mother. It was very weak. Some of the kids that I have are quite big, and they were born lazy. Yeah, very lazy. So maybe it's the stature itself also. They just came out very big and lazy, very bony, that kind of a thing. And then it's like standing up was a bit of a challenge. They're a bit weak in the way they were doing things, and even if they managed to stand up at some point, they were still weak to try and get hold of the udder, the mother's udder, to suckle nicely. So I remember this one, it went home, for over 2 hours before this one suckled. So what I did with my boys, got hold of the mother, milked it, put in actually, we improvised. We use, a feeding bottle for a baby, a human baby. So put it there, and then we were there to help it to suckle, and then, yeah, we did that. The other one was actually, there's one of my goats, the poor goats that kidded 3 triplets. So with these, the last one was a bit weaker. So once the other two suckled, the mother thought maybe it can still move on. Then so we had also to milk the mother and then help that one in the early hours. The same day, of course. The following day, I'm telling you, the kid was strong and running, and it was the first to even suckle in the morning when we brought them to the mother. Oh, another thing, you need to make sure that the goats, um, the baby goats, the kids, do not spend a night together with the adult goats, because adult accidents can happen. So separate them in the evenings, let them have their own place to sleep, and then in the morning, of course, they can meet their mothers, and then they suckle. Separate them if the mothers have to go grazing or browsing. Have to separate them. Then yeah. So that way you keep them healthy. Do not allow them to go. Now I remember one time what happened. First of all, the first kid that I had. Okay, I don't know if I can say I had because it's not here either. It's like I didn't expect the mother to kid so early, so it went with the kid and then went missing. So when the animals were coming back from grazing, we had a little bit of challenge because I noticed that it was missing. One of the goats was missing. So sent my boy to look for it. Went into the nearby, grazing areas as well, and then tried to find it, but couldn't find it. Then in the evenings, that's when it was found. It came back. I couldn't trace where the kid was. Found it had kidded, but then I don't know if it kidded a single kid or it was, a double or triplets. I don't know, but then, yeah, we missed that one, and we never had it. So that's how it went. I don't know what happened to that kid, wherever it delivered from. So make sure to confine your pregnant does. That's one other thing. Yeah, sorry to mix up things as I talk, but that's as they're coming up, that's when I'm remembering some of these challenges that you need to look out for as a god farmer. So after that experience, I realized that I was going to lose a lot of kids in that way. So I decided to confine the pregnant does. Those were confined, And from there results start coming and flowing and flowing and flowing and flowing. I tell you, it was a joy to watch. Yeah, so uh, when one drops the baby, kids, like I've mentioned already, that process, then in the morning they suckle, you separate them again, they have to go grazing. You don't let them carry the kids away. So on this other day, this one of these actually stole. I don't know how, but it just disappeared with the kids. I think my boy was a little bit careless on that day, so it went with the kids. It had twins. It went with them and then left them in the bush. You know what goats do, just like cows. They would they would put the kids somewhere in a safe place as they graze, then come back to nest them again. Now it's like that happened, and then it was time for them to come back. So it came back with the rest of the flock and left the kids in the grazing area. It was not easy for it to remember exactly where. So it came. And I'm telling you, those kids slept in the cold outside. But early in the morning, got the whole head of the kids, drove it to some direction where they had gone to, yeah, the previous evening. Then I found that actually we managed to find the kids. So that was only God for us. So that's how we retrieved those, and then everything else went on well according to the plan. So those are some of the challenges that you may be facing in goat farming. So separate the kids after they have sucked from the mothers. Separate them. Those that give birth to like triplets or quadruplets, take extra care because those need help or assistance. Otherwise, one kid may not even be suckling at all. So make sure that you help them, and then be sure before you separate them that they have all enjoyed the milk from the mother. That way, you are good to go. So I was talking about diarrhea. Now, too much milk again, the early stages, it's likely that you're going to see uh, cream, whitish or gold diarrhea sometimes from the kids. That is normal. So do not be moved by that. It's normal. Actually, that's supposed to happen with the baby goats. Yes. But then as they grow, if you see now that they're wearing, dark poop, that diarrhea, that one is dangerous. So quickly try to find sulfur 16 or sulfadamidine. That's what I use, and then see what you can do. And yeah, usually it's a solution that you have to make from the powder, and then let them take that, and then to help them a lot. Yes, so please do not take chances when you see that happening. Otherwise, you will lose your kids, and that is your profit. You don't want to lose your profits at all. So don't lose the profits. Take precautions. Observe the behavior of your kids every morning, even the evening, during the day. Just be there. They enjoy to watch after all. So just be there, and then see how you can enjoy that moment. I do enjoy that. For me, I think actually it's therapeutic. I was telling my wife that it's therapeutic. You're looking at those animals, those cute little animals. They jump around and the like. They just take away the stress from you. So enjoy that moment as well as a farmer. Okay. Yeah, so that is about the kidding process and the goats the young goats that you have to take care of. Your profits, of course. Those are the profits that you have to deal with. So let's take good care of the profits. Yeah. Hello, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you've subscribed to our channel if you haven't done that already. And I hope that you've liked this video and many more. Thank you. Have a nice day.